Doshi is speaking with Fatih Birol, the Executive Director of the International Energy Agency at Davos. Let's listen in.
Weakened. And on top of that, we have now Iran coming to the market and bring a lot of new barrels to the market, which brought the oil production even higher than many of us expected.
Iran has estimated that it can increase production by about 500 million barrels per day. The IEA says it could be 300,000 million barrels per day. How do you see this Iran versus Saudi Arabia battle or face-off play out over the next few months?
Iran, we think it can increase the production about 300,000 barrels per day immediately.
Yes.
And plus afterwards perhaps again an additional 200,000 barrels per day, about 500,000 barrels per day, which is more or less equal to what we expect in North American, US production to decline. It will compensate each other. And when we look at the Middle East, we see that there are geopolitical tensions among major producers. They would like to have a greater market share, and they increase the production. And this, unlike in the past, this tension pushes the prices down. In the past, when there was a geopolitical tension in the Middle East, prices went up. Now that the geopolitical tension in the Middle East brings the prices down, a very rare issue.
Do you expect the OPEC, and I know there have been murmurs that the OPEC might consider cutting supply by a bit, though in the December meeting they didn't say that at all. But given the Iran position right now, are you expecting that OPEC will do that, or will this market share battle continue to play out? And if that's the case, where do you see prices head?
I think it will be up to OPEC countries to decide what they are going to do. But if no policy action is taken, I expect throughout 2016 we will see further downward pressure on the prices. We will see low prices, which countries like India and others will enjoy for their economies.
Excellent. This is good news for India. We're not complaining, but the volatility is spooking global markets, and hence I ask, the IEA reports that global oil stocks are up 1 billion barrels in 2015. They could increase by about 285 million barrels in 2016, which is this year. I'm just curious to know where most of this demand is coming from. And I'm also wondering, has China been shoring up its energy reserves? And how much of that process is done? So will China continue to be a buyer this year, or are we going to see a further decline in demand?
China will continue to buy, but the growth of Chinese oil demand is slowing down, mainly as a result of Chinese economy slowing down, and Chinese economy is shifting from a heavy industry-based economy to a lighter service-oriented economy, and as a result of that, the Chinese oil demand will grow, but other...
Okay, that's the view coming in on crude, that if there is no policy action, crude prices will remain subdued for the rest of the year. Keep your eye on the markets. We're at the